Congratulations, my acolytes of success, because you are watching the Success Channel. Don't forget to stay tuned to the end of this video because I have some important updates to give you regarding things that I've shared in the previous videos regarding this topic. Ooh, that's a lot of pen waving here. I thought I was gonna cast a spell. Little spurtronum, what is it? My name is Paul Vasquez JD. That's how you'll find me on the YouTube. I am the president of Tax Lab Pro Business Solutions, inventor of the Hat Tech, and co-founder in the Singularity Network. Those things are not what I want to talk to you guys about today. So let me try to get my synopsis of this section we're looking at under timing and manners of payments. So this is bottom of page 142, line 21, timing and manner of payments. The secretary shall, subject to the provision, let me hold it up here so we get a little bit better of the eye contact. Subject to the provision of this title, refund or credit any overpayment. So it seems as though we're talking about a fully fleshed out tax return. Right now it's saying if 2019 was the first year. That's how it's flowing right now. Any overpayment attributed to this section as rapidly as possible. They want to no refund or credit shall be made or allowed under this subsection after December 31st, 2020. There is a time limit. You want to get that tax return in despite any extension that you might get prior to the end of the year 2020, right? It needs to be in by December 31st, 2020, it says. So you have to make that decision. No more refunds will be offered under this provision after that date. So whatever's going on, you need to get at least a 2018 or 2019 in by that time. Failure to do so will knock you out. Once again, you will not get it if you fail to file the 2018 or any of those other provisions regarding the SSA. This also draws into my mind the idea that they may be reassessing, right? They may find that an error. That's why it won't go below zero, so they won't. Basically, the no, not below zero, basically says that your taxes won't be going to reimburse this program directly. So if you make a lot of more money and they decide that you do not qualify for this, that 5% won't keep going down until you start having to pay in to this, to the system more than had this program not been instituted. So it's not a tax on the wealthy. It may limit how much more wealthy individuals might get, but it's not going to be a tax on the wealthy, which I think you needed some of those provisions to allow this to pass, because the people who are passing these laws, surprise, surprise, probably are over most of these limits. Okay? They're not taxing themselves to help out the rest of America. Not directly, anyways. The automatic extension we've gotten, you may be allowed to get another one after that till July 15th, 2020. But does that mean that if you file in time, will they then consider any adjustments made on 2019 an error, a clerical error that they can then abate or reconfigure your check? I would be aware of that. I'm going to be talking to my clients about that as well. Quick review then on the reduction. The reduction. You're going to get the maximum amount if you qualify, and that could be reduced 5% if you're over $150,000 for married filing jointly, $112,500 for head of household, and $75,000 in the case of individuals or married filing separately. You're going to need to have, once again, that valid Social Security number. Yeah, that can be reduced up to 5% over those amounts. Doesn't say that there's a step-down process. Does not say there's a cutoff. I suspect that if they do make a cutoff, it's going to follow the I have been paying attention as often as I possibly can to the updates given by the president. He's giving them almost daily. In fact, I bet there's one on right now. If I don't get them at night, I make sure to follow up with them in the morning. However, I have been saying that there was nothing written in the bill regarding the cutoff, and that the president kept saying it. And recently, I have gone on the IRS website, and I'm going to put the link here in the description as well. There you will find that the IRS has updated the website as of the 30th with the limitations. The 99,000. Right? Yeah, the $99,000, so almost $100,000. The $99,000 for a single person and double that for married filing jointly as the cutoff for those stimulus checks. Once again, if you're going to try to play that game, it may not work. If your 2019 tax return is above the limit, but your 2018 was below the limit, that 5% drop down area. So I'm thinking that that's just going to be that area between the 75 and the 99. I think that's your 5% drop down, and then 0 at the end of that. So playing that game between 2018 and 2019 might not work out for you, because once they get the 2019 information, they may go back and decide that they made a clerical error that they are fixing. Don't know if that's the case, but I believe the bill could be read to allow them to do that. You can be a judge for yourself, and time will tell. However, we are not done. I promised you guys at least one more issue regarding this, and that is the tax consequences. Now, I went over this already, but let's go over it again just real quick. The tax consequences might be that if it turns out you do not qualify because they decide that your 2019 tax return counts above your 2018, it doesn't. It says if it were the first, but it allows for them to consider that their calculations were in error. They need to get it done, everything out by December. So by December, you have to have everything in that you would need to on that decision, but they can always go back, right? That provision allows them to go back and say, oops, we calculated things wrong. This is a mathematical clerical error, and we will readjust that. So just be aware, if you fall close to any of those ranges, if you're playing the game, 2018, 2019 game, just be aware that that could be a possibility, that it's going to offset against any credits or taxes that you might owe in 2018 or 2019, and that they may decide that if you made more money in 2019, that they could cut you off. It seems to indicate that they won't, but it's that clerical errors thing and the deadline, and that deadline that if you want to get it done, you need to submit something, 2018 or 2019, before the end of the year, because they need to have it all distributed by then, and that's their cutoff for distributing it. There have also been some interesting updates regarding the business loans that are out there. They have 2 principal loans, and I believe the name of the first might even be changing. It is currently called, as far as in the public right now, the Economic Disaster Relief Loan, or EIDL. And then there's another loan for businesses, small business owners, independent contractors. All of these apply to all, PPP, or Paycheck Protection Program. That's right. Before, it was rumored that you could get one and not the other, and in a way that doesn't seem to be the case. You can apply for both. They have slightly different rules, and things aren't exactly clear. I not only, of course, am I listening to the president, I got on a webinar with the SBA, and they're doing webinars per state, per area. So if there's an SBA in your area, they're most likely doing these online informational webinars. I did listen through that. And then on top of that, there's a phone number that you can call. I'll put it in the description regarding these loans and getting additional information. And even those two not matching up. I'm doing my best to give you guys how I understand things as I get them right now. That's the best we can go on, best I can go on. So I'm encouraging everybody, if you have an EIN or an independent contractor, sole proprietor, go ahead and apply for that disaster relief loan. It looks like that will be a $10,000 grant if you select that. And it's a very simple application. You need to know if you're a business, your EIN, when you started the business, either or, and your receipts, basically your income, business income for the year, as well as cost of goods sold if you calculate that. And that's the bulk of the information you need. Address, phone numbers, all that fun stuff. Banking information, you'll need your banking information because they want to do direct deposit. That's how you'll get it. So you need your banking information available. But most of that, it's fairly simple. Click on the give me the $10,000 in a flash. They're saying now instead of 3 days that they really said 3 weeks, but it's going to be 2 weeks. So that's changed a little bit. The rumors about whether this $10,000 is a loan or a grant, the latest news I got off of the phone was that this is a grant. The $10,000 is a grant if you get it, up to $10,000. They may not. Once again, that's a little shaky. I tried to press her on the issue, couldn't get a straight answer because she didn't have a straight answer to give me. Everybody's kind of working on just a smidge more information than somebody else, but not a lot. I'm trying to give this to you guys. Yeah. So it looks like that will be a grant unless, check this out, unless you then apply for the Paycheck Protection Program, the PPP, through the banking system, in which case that can be rolled into the requirements there, in which case it will be a grant if it's spent on payroll costs, rent, interest of current business loans, or utilities, including internet and telephone. That's what they're saying. That's what I have for you now. Get to that SBA website, fill out the application. They also have an application for the PPP, but in the end, you're going to have to present that with any other information to your local bank. Use a bank that you currently have a relationship with. Few bankers are going to be interested in starting up a conversation with you until they've taken care of all their current clients, those with loans and probably those without loans after that who have other banking with them. But that's going to be your best route. There are brokers out there who will charge you a fee to do this for you. Not the first one, the second one, because they want a piece of the bigger money, hopefully. That $10,000, that could be part of a bigger loan if you don't go for the PPP. If you take that $10,000 and go for the PPP, it's going to be grouped in that. If you stick with a disaster relief fund, if you stick with that $10,000 could be rolled into a bigger grant or a bigger loan. See, this is where it gets fuzzy. If it rolls into a bigger loan, is it now a loan and not a grant? I tried it. There's fuzziness going on out there. They say you can apply for both. If you have payroll, apply for both. If you don't, if it's just you and you're not paying yourself more than the 10 grand in a month, and you're going to use that for, whatever. Sounds like it's going to be a grant. Best I got for you. Once again, tickle that like button, subscribe, and save strong.